YouTube, the Kingpin of Cinema,
and the QB999.
the QB999.
I did say that.
It's not a QB999. It's the QB999.
Well, you never know how many more are out there.
Whatever. So anyhow, we're here for our latest movie review. The latest comedy,
Your Highness, which
Danny McBride starring.
He kind of considered this. He thought this was going to be another kind of Princess Bride movie.
It's basically, in my view, it's Princess Bride if it completely revolved around the word fuck.
Which, for me, it seemed more like a buddy cop movie just without the cops.
It's kind of both of those. But this is in a very adult humor film. And, of course, you're going to get a ton of pot smoke references. Because I think it's done by the same guys that did Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
We'll start with the positives of this film.
Well, first off, let's just say we did see Paul before this, which it was a little late after a while, so we didn't do a video review of it. Overall, we'd say it was good. We'll just say that.
Yeah, Paul is probably one of my favorite films of the year so far, and the advertisement did no service for it.
Anyway, so we like that one, so then we jump to this comedy, which completely different style of humor with it. A movie like Paul is very witty. You know, it has cursing in it, but it's not required. A movie like this, though, it requires the cursing.
Yeah.
You know, those are the two types of different comedies to me.
So if you'll allow us, we'll do a little bit of compare and contrast between Paul and its style of humor versus Your Highness. With Paul, it was a very, very clever film. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost really nailed it. They really nailed the geek culture.
They always do, though.
But they weren't very, in your face. They were very subtle about it. And it was a very clever movie. It was a lot of fun. Now, Your Highness is very much in your face style humor.
With Paul, it was more of what was going on and less of what was being said. In Your Highness, it's the opposite, more of what's being said.
And not so much as
what you kind of see going on.
What you see going on. Now, they're both funny in their own rights. I'm not saying that one's better than the other.
I kind of am.
Well, actually, you know what? I am going to kind of say that. If you allow me to contradict myself. I kind of like Paul a lot more than Your Highness. But Your Highness is still a funny movie in its own right.
Really, it's just two guys. You know, you got the perfect brother prince who does everything right, and then the big fat lazy slob one who wishes he could do stuff right, but doesn't really want to put any effort into it. I kind of got tired of listening to that, because, you know, the girlfriend is always going like, I'm hungry, but I want to go eat.
In our videos, I could be great, but I choose not to.
Exactly, so it's one of those movies, and of course, so they go on the quest, they meet the hot girl, you know, slobby guy tries to impress her, can't do it until the very end, blah, blah, blah.
So, I mean, for you, it's like, I live with this on a daily basis with my girlfriend and your best friend, and it's not that funny to me because I see it all the time. And it's been done in other movies a million times, and in some movies much better. Kind of like Trains, Planes, and Automobiles did that a lot better.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that scenario then.
Which scenario? Well, like both cases are true?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, there's some funny stuff in it. There is. Nothing that really made me really laugh out loud, like the guy that was sitting behind us stomping his foot at every other joke.
Though that didn't bother me because I was like...
We were farther away from him. He was right behind us.
I was laughing a lot, and then I kind of look to you, and you're just like, whatever. And I'm like, oh, QB doesn't care for this one. But I was like, oh, that's funny.
Like, it was okay. It was okay. I've seen much funnier, much better. But, you know, I wasn't expecting a whole lot going into it to begin with.
So, I guess for me, I'm going to go ahead and say see this one, because there's not a whole lot else you can really comment on, because the comedy is very crude, and yeah, I guess you'd probably compare it somewhat to middle school standards.
I do want to say, I did really like the wizard in it.
Oh, the bad guy wizard was a lot of fun. I won't go into detail of a lot of things he was doing, but anytime he was on screen, he easily stole the picture because he's just hilarious.
That part I really did like. I did like him.
Yeah, I liked him too. There's a lot of little moments in the film that are just really funny. Like, the Prince brother that's like does everything right and he's perfect. He has like a little robot bird companion. I mean, that's kind of referencing Clash of the Titans a little bit. But, so to like, the Danny McBride's is like, I'm gonna get my own animal companion. And he gets like a lizard and he names it Steven. I just thought that was kind of funny.
I mean, I would go see it in the theater, but beyond that, you probably don't need to do anything else with it.
Yeah, it's not one I'd want to own.
You might go have a little bit of fun, you know. It's something to go see.
It's definitely an audience movie. If you're gonna watch it, you know, you'd watch it with friends. You wouldn't want to like, oh, I'm gonna buy this and watch it by myself, because I mean, there's really no fun in that. Where Paul, on the other hand, it could be an audience film, and it could just be you watching it.
Because with Your Highness, you don't have to buy it to watch it. You can watch any number of other comedies and still get the same effect. With Paul, it's a little bit different. Yeah,
exactly. So
overall, you know, I'd rate it as okay. Go see it. It has a couple little chuckles. It just depends on your kind of humor.
I'd rate it as good. That I had a lot of fun with it. I'd say definitely go see it. Definitely go see it with friends.
I definitely say it just depends on your kind of humor. If you're more sophisticated, or if you can just laugh at some keys jangling, then you might enjoy it.
Yeah, just make sure you don't see it with the sourpuss who just kind of just like, I don't care for this.
Fuck you.
Well, I think that's all we really have to say for Paul and Your Highness. Both good movies. Definitely
their own different kind of comedies. Both kind of worth seeing.
And, you know, for me, I could have my pie and I can have my cake and eat them both and enjoy them.
Of course, it's always food with you.
Or how else am I going to analogize two different styles of comedies and saying that they're good?
I don't know, Transformers movies. Like, you got the original animated one, which was good, and then the Shia LaBeouf one over here.
They're both good in their own rights. But if you had to say which one was better, I'd go with the animated one.
See, exactly. Anyway, I think that's about all we can really say about this topic.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, okay.